Nice to see you again. How can Walter be of assistance?
The Living Lands are a dangerous place. A newcomer like you, surely. Heading out to the wilds? Make sure you have everything you need. You don't want to...
Kai, I told you not to show your face around here again.
Come on. You're not still mad about that hunting knife, are you?
All right, no. You're clear. But you better pay up front this time.
I knew you'd come around. You miss me.
I'll let you think that. Now don't mind him. What are you interested in? Yeah, some of the oldest in Paradise. He's a headache, but that's because you want him to come back alive.
So you do care.
I lied to the garrote for you. Do I have to spell it out?
Protect that pretty face. Armor.
Nice to see.
Welcome to Dawnshore, Traveler. My name is Dagerda. You seem like you could use a nice potion or a bite to eat. And I promise a safe and pleasant transaction, despite whatever Walter told you. Ha! I'm sure he did. He'd rather chase off my customers than admit he was wrong. To be honest, stranger, I'm not inclined to go into it. He knows what he did. And let's leave it at that.
What harm could some new armor do? Look good and stay alive.
I've come in search of lost treasures. Have you heard any rumors of such things in the area?
I suppose so, actually. There are some Pargrunan ruins to the north, just across the river from the Strangle. The Pargrunan are said to have left behind many treasures.
Very good. I will remember you. You will be justly compensated upon my return.
Yeah, sure. Just be careful, all right? The land gets more dangerous the further north you go. No telling what might be waiting for you.
Do not worry, little man. I have stared death in the face before, and have no fear of these supposed dangers.
All right. Well, good luck.
It's a fine day for adventuring.
Something tells me I won't be getting that compensation.
I already told her I don't want to be involved. Leave me alone.
I can't help it. After what happened with Kalisha.
I know, dear, but worrying isn't going to do anything.
You're right. Of course.
Have faith, love.
Oh, you must be the Imperial envoy that just arrived. Hello.
Darling, you don't think that...
I don't know. I'm sure you're very busy, envoy. But do you know of any other ships from Adir that are slated to arrive soon? Is it that easy to tell? Gods, I must be losing my touch.
We're waiting for our son, you see. He's been living in Adir for a number of years now, but is finally coming home.
I just hope he doesn't meet any trouble. I couldn't bear the thought of losing him too. Not after...
After we lost our little girl. She was working as a mercenary in the Deerwood. Last we heard, she was traveling to Gilded Vale to check in on Alvra, our other daughter.
But she never made it. We can only assume the worst. I can only pray that you're right, but my gut tells me otherwise.
Apologies, Envoy, but we need to keep an eye out for our son. Be safe out there. The Living Lands are unlike anywhere else in Aora.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Still, there is something to be said for the stability that the Adirans bring.
For you, perhaps, if you don't mind ignoring their stance on animancy.
I suppose. It isn't perfect, but in all my years living here, I've never felt so safe.
Ah, well, let's hope they never make it to Fjord. It wouldn't end well.
I'm great.
The lighthouse was a gift from the Animancers of Fjord. You should see it at night. It's breathtaking.
They've only been here a few years, but the Adirans act like they run the place.
Don't get too used to the comforts of Paradise. Dawnshore is most people's first view of the living lands, and last brush with civilization. The Dream Scourge has driven people to the city, means more bandits on the road.
You say the militia have closed Paradise to newcomers, so where should I go?
Well, there's always the shanty town, but, well, you know.
Yeah, I haven't heard the best things about that place. Is there nowhere else?
Perhaps the adherents are looking for new recruits.
No thanks. I'd rather risk the journey further inland than throw my lot in with them.
Your funeral, I guess. Why not just stay here? I'm sure you could find work around the landing.
Maybe.
Don't even bother heading to Paradise unless you've got a friend in the militia. Or maybe Heelguard could pull some strings. Godlike.
I sailed all the way from the Eastern Reach, if you can believe it.
Move along, please.
I was here first. I'm not going anywhere.
If you're not working or selling something, you're loitering. Clear the way.
Now listen, you might be big in idea, but these are our docks, not yours. You're in for a rude surprise if you think we'll answer to you.
Fine. Have it your way. Sometimes are all parody.
I'm not moving. I'm not moving. leaves, his letters won't turn up. Que larde. I'd heard a godlike had come to Paradise.
Oh, hey, Sansa. Comes on a little strong, that's all. He doesn't bite.
But to meet you, what an honor. Who is your patron? Were you drawn to this place? You can? Wait, you're pulling my leg, aren't you? I apologize. Everyone must ask you such things. Listen, you haven't been to the wilds east of the city, have you? I assume that's a no? Then have you seen a cartographer in the area? Human, about my height. Average build? Now, if he were a river, I could describe him perfectly. His name is Girmund. He's my assistant, and I'm worried about him. I sent him to map the eastern wilds. I knew it would be perilous, but it's been a long time since he's written, even for him. Bandits, smugglers, spiders with eyes as big as plates.
You know how many so-called adventurers I've saved out there?
It's an intrepid occupation.
3, this month.
As I said, if you find him and bring me his map, I'll be glad to pay you for it. I may even have more work for you. Thank the gods. At least coin will get me somewhere. When he last wrote, he was mapping the eastern ruins. Take the letter. It might help. If you find him, bring his work to my shop in Paradise Town. You're welcome anytime. I have quite the assortment of curios. Maybe you'll even buy one of my maps.
Well,
Oh, it's a long walk down here from Northern Paradise. Whew.
you know, for most people, getting sent to the Living Lands is a punishment. But, according to Cynric, you're the personal envoy of the Emperor of Adir himself. Quite a position. You must have gone through one of Adir's famous academies. I can't imagine you had time for much other than your studies, so tell me, is this your first time getting dirt under your fingernails? The Living Lands won't disappoint in that regard. Though the experiences on offer here had been the end of plenty of intrepid sorts. What I really want to know, since hard questions are your specialty, is why the Emperor would send his best scholar all the way to the Living Lands. A journey to the Living Lands is one way for most. This island's always had a way of swallowing people whole. An entire civilization disappeared here, if you can believe it. And this was all before the Dream Scourge. Now? Much bigger. Refugees are flooding in from outlying regions. The guards are restricting access to the city. And people are making offerings to the gods for everything from hangovers to indigestion, just in case. Not much. It's hard to separate fact from rumor. I've heard it changes people, makes them confused, disoriented, and eventually violent. No one seems to know exactly how it starts. I like your confidence, just be careful how you express it. Unfortunately, the presence of so many adherent troops and the rumored exploits of the Steel-Garrote paladins supporting them is only making a tense situation worse. I think that's why the Clavenger accompanied your ambassador. I was in rough shape when I came to Paradise a few years back. Clavenger Amond helped me get settled here. If he's gotten into trouble, the least I can do is help him out of it. Especially if he's following up on rumors of the Dream Scourge. But what about you? What's your stake in things? Besides your orders. Someone once told me you need more than a little crazy to last out here. I get the feeling you'll fit right in. I'll let you get some rest, but thanks for talking. It's good to be part of a squad again, even if it's just for a while. It's the gateway to the Living Lands, a scenic port city that's as beautiful and dangerous as the wilds around it. Most visitors enjoy some mariner's porridge at the Ballarrock, a back alley shakedown, and then the sudden return of that porridge out of one end or the other. Then, if they've got any sins, they turn around and take their chances back where they came from, with authentic tales of their adventures in the Living Lands. It also has a reputation for making corpses out of people. These days, we have a few more would-be adventurers trying to leave their mark on the place. The Living Lands means a hard-won second chance for the people who settle here. But first, you've got to survive it. And the island gives no quarter. The folks who say that either last the longest or the shortest. For a lot of people, the Living Lands is a last resort. They come fleeing war, debt, famine, the law. Take your pick. For others, it's freedom. To seek glory, to redefine yourself, to live in a way you can't, maybe even on pain of death wherever you come from. Oh, Little of everything. Rawatai is famous for storms and rocky soil, so I figured if I'm going to live in a hostile environment, why not pick some place where things grow? It seemed like a good idea at the time. Used to be, if you could last out here, you could count on being left alone. That's what some fear. Hilgard's new embassy and his alliance with the Steel Garrote smell like the authority and order that a lot of people came here to leave behind. But I don't mean to put that on you. I imagine you're tired of having to answer for every Adiran who sneezes into somebody's stew. They say people afflicted with it have strange, vivid dreams and start confusing them with reality. What starts as a light daze becomes severe disorientation and eventually a bent towards chaotic violence. And then, fungal growths take over your body. So Dream Scourge. No, Dream Scourge is different. It spreads all over. Still, if you see any new mushrooms sprouting up anywhere unexpected, let me know. Until then, look on the bright side. The Living Lands is filled with people and things that are likelier to kill you first. My favorite subject. That must have been 6 years ago now. I guess I was drifting, looking for a change. I was living in a settlement called Thirdborn. It's a rugged little place, lots of Rawatayan expatriates. You're pretty nosy, aren't you? And I thought that Inquisitor was intimidating. Things just didn't work out there. Let's leave it at that. I joined up with the Rawatayan Navy as soon as I was old enough. I was part of our campaign to establish a foothold in the Deadfire Archipelago. Starting out, it was exciting, purposeful. I believed in our mission. We were returning to our ancestral homeland, reclaiming fertile soil that would feed Rawatai. Additionally, we were helping Deadfire, bringing organization to the pirate-ridden archipelago and civilization to our distant Huana cousins. Yeah, the Huana didn't want us there. We spent almost as much time fighting the tribes as we did pirates and Wilder. And it was hard to see how any of our fighting and dying was feeding people back home. I'd always heard that war was supposed to temper us, strengthen us, but I didn't see that either. Some fell apart. Some bought into the cruelty that our continued presence required. Others didn't buy into it, but went along with it anyway. And that bothered me more somehow. I deserted. And I bounced between different mercenary companies for almost 10 years. That's why I never returned home. There were only so many options for a Rawatayan deserter with no training and anything else. As a mercenary, I figured I could at least choose my battles and my crew. I ended up here, didn't I? It was more of the same. The only comfort was being part of a squad. By the time I came to the Living Lands, I'd seen enough, had enough. I did. Yeah, for a while. Look, if I can give you some hard-won advice, stay on your toes. You're in a difficult position. Whatever your role asks of you, make sure it's something you're willing to give. Because you're the one who has to live with the consequences. Hey, advice is easy. The hard part's all you. What gave it away? My finely pointed teeth, or the striking blue of my scales? Fair enough. My people are known to roam. Rawatai's hardly a hospitable environment. Many of us end up settling elsewhere or making a living on the go. That's where you get the popular image of the Amawa bodyguard or mercenary. Then you must have come during our sunny season. Lashed by storms, battered by waves. We call it the rough country. And old trenchers say it's made us who we are. We do a lot of digging for irrigation, drainage, warfare, the occasional village tournament. Anyone from Rawatai has spent enough time in some kind of hole in the ground to be on a first-name basis with the worms. So, trenchers. Those of us who leave are scramble roots, hardy weeds that can survive just about anywhere. You'd fit right in with the Ranganui's inner circle. It's true that the same things that make Rawatai a difficult place to live have shaped our people and our kingdom. Our coral masons have built living harbors and fortifications along the coast to protect our ships and shelter our cities. For all our shortage of fertile soil, Rawatai's land is abundant in saltpeter, copper, iron, most of the other materials you need to outfit your military with weapons and cannons. We value struggling and striving together. It helped us survive and build one of the most powerful navies in Aora. It's been hard won across a variety of conquests, cooperatives, and trading colonies. Some of the traditionalists worry that prosperity is making us as complacent and soft-handed as our rivals. Same as traditionalists everywhere. Me, I prefer the simplicity of the living lands. Kill the thing that's trying to kill you, and hope it has some edible meat on it. I'll tell you what I can. Good thing you're asking the expert. You know where to find me. After your voyage, it must be nice to spend the night on dry land. And personally, I've always found the rocking of a ship to be soothing. As long as I've got my feet facing the bow, that is. I haven't seen this much excitement in a while. Perhaps I've got you to thank for bringing it. With you, envoy. That lighthouse has been under repair since Adiran ships began filling the harbor.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you again. How can...
Time to resupply.
Piss off. Get lost.
Stand back.
If this can hold me, you'll be fine. Just don't look down. Looks like that broke off of something. Wonder where it goes. They weren't much of an artist, but I think that's upstream by the park room wall. Well, nothing ventured, envoy.
busy. Keep up the good work, soldiers.
dance is that? Get serious, get lost.
Saves from skates for the rest of us.
Sorry, boys. Seems luck is on my side.
Tildy at the bathhouse, more like. I saw her give you those lucky dice.
Oh, I think you're just jealous that she likes me more than you.
If she likes you that much, why is she still charging?
Shut up and roll, you two.
What is it?
Dad, I have to figure out how he does it. It's killing me.
Another recruit. By the flames, Cynric finds the strangest types. Well, in case you failed to notice, godlike aren't exactly common around here. I've always wanted to thrash one of your kind in a fight. Spar with me, godlike. You and your, big blue friend. You mean besides the thrill? I'll give you a weapon of your choice from the armory if you win. Fine. Come back if you want a lesson in humility. You're back. Ready? Oh, it'll be fun, all right. In Magrin's name, prepare yourself.
This one's mine. Let's see what I got.
Right behind you.
All right, I yield. Well done. It's clear I underestimated your prowess. Fierce as a Rathoon you are, envoy. Now for your prize. Our surplus includes a large hammer, an arquebus, a spear, and a wand. What say you, huh? Aha, the blessed firearm. Its flames burn brighter and faster than It's no godhammer bomb, but it will serve you well. Fear not the flames, envoy. It was an honor.
venture past the palisades at your own risk. There's no guarantee of safety out in the wilds.
Beautiful view from these cliffs. Real long way down, too. Unseen, unheard. Zarabs. They may be small, but they'll overwhelm you if you're not careful. What am I hitting? Good fight. Quiet as the depths.
Come and get me!
What's the target?
Watch the left! Left flank! You're not looking so good. Where's my mark?
This is Dehangan's place, or was. It's the Zarup's now. What's that Zarup doing out here all by himself? A friendly Zarup. Don't see that every day. Of course, you don't see them fighting their friends every day either. I don't speak Zarup, but it definitely answered you. I agree. He's not hurting anyone. What made him come this way, though? Anything juicy? Maybe it has something to do with that wall painting in the other room. Let's check it out.
You're mine now!
Give me a target. I'm no art critic, but I've never seen a mural like that. Looks like an elf and Zarep holding hands. What do you see? Why don't we ask Tehangan about it? It's her house. She ought to know something.
What harm could some new armor do? Time.
Oh, please tell me I can go home now. You read my journal? That's private. Why would you do a thing like that? Do you snoop on everyone? All right. I lied to you. I can't keep it up anymore. Have you ever felt aimless? Like you ought to have a purpose, but you don't? Like you'd do anything to find out why you're meant to be here? I'd love to. I'm not good at anything, no matter what I put my mind to. An animancer told me that I might have half a soul. I finally had an answer. The question was, who got the other half? I thought if I could meet this person and see what they were like, I might gain some purpose or something. And then I came here and found a Zorip. But what do I do about it? How do I not think about what I can never have? I'm so... I've got to find some meaning in all this. I can't go back and I can't go forward. I'm just stuck here. Lost. Again. Are you serious? How could anything be worse than a Zorip? And they live to tell the tale? Maybe I do have a chance. I'll go. I'll be brave. I'll find it. I really hope you're right. Oh, I forgot. You still deserve to be paid for your time, if nothing else. I didn't think... Well, it's nice to get help from an Adiran. I'll say that much. I'll make my way back to the... the cabin soon.
Company.
How did you...
Nice.
Where?
Be sake!
Who's ready for more?
Unseen, unheard.
Take your best shot. What am I hitting? Coming from the rear. Out of the way. Time to rally. Behind you!
Yes, they'll never stop me. Wonder what he thought would happen. Bad luck to hang around a graveyard. Maybe we should move on.
Who the fuck? Huh. If it isn't a damn godlike, here in the flesh.
That's no godlike. There aren't any godlikes around anymore.
Seriously, Tiny? Do you not see that face? Use your fucking eyes for once.
I still don't like it when you call me that.
Tiny's got a point, though. Thought your kind had vanished. That's so. I bet those crazy types in Fjord would pay real nicely for a chance to examine you. But us... yeah, we're more in the business of liberating valuables from the dead. What are you doing here? Then I recommend you look around elsewhere. No need for this to get ugly.
Go find your own grave to loot. This is our claim. We can? I mean,
Nope, Don't you pull this shit again, Tiny.
This was all the boss's idea, not mine. I never even wanted to be a looter. Man's gotta eat.
You little shit!
Thank you. Ma would thank you too.
You know this was your last chance, Tiny. If I ever see you again.
Show me what you got! Hey! Over here!
Right behind you.
Next one's mine!
I'll never rob a grave again, I swear.
Even Pargrunan walls can't stand against this place.
Here it comes.
Another one down.
You take lead.
Is that all you got?
Perk up, boy.
Nice.
What's the target?
Where's my mark? Down the stairs.
You okay? This is mine. Aim where? What's the target?
Be your sake!
Here I go. All you have?
Quiet as the devil.
Let's see what you got. Where's my mark? Come and get me! Oh! Come on!
Be your seek!
Another win, but who's counting?
Be sick!
Bring any good late-night reading? Or was there something you wanted to talk about? My favorite subject. Get some rest, Envoy. Nice work. That'll help against whatever we face out there.
side.
Here he is, Tits. Someone will get this cleaned up right away, Envoy.
The gall of these locals.
Watch out once you get past the palisades. The Stranger route is apparently hostile to life, as the scholars say. Wait a moment. Oh, Berth, eat my soul. You're the envoy. Sorry, didn't mean to be so informal. They say the Emperor sent one of his great intellectuals. We could use someone like that.
Your reputation precedes you.
It's all above my rank, but it means High Crown's taking our situation out here seriously. I hope your voyage here was smooth as good butter. I know maybe too much about rough seas, what with serving in the galleys. The law and I aren't exactly the best of friends, no. Although, I think that's Adia's problem. I was mostly just stealing food. If you're born to the wrong social class, Adia makes climbing the ranks rather difficult. Anyway, that's all in the past. Mostly it was petty larceny. Sometimes it was spiteful larceny. Got caught when I helped a pretty girl rob her husband. I got caught for my many small, petty crimes and spent about 6 years on the prison galleys. Then, a year ago, an Adiran official came to the jails and told us we could serve the Empire for a shortened sentence or rot. You can guess which I chose. Oh, you're a funny one, Envoy. Free. Am I free after this? And they say the Adiran elite have no sense of humor. All in all, it's a pretty sweet deal. 3 square meals, bed of my own, maybe even a chance to retire as a clerk. Wouldn't mind being bored stupid for a few years. Better than the alternative. But first, even more palisades. He and the Clavager passed through not long ago. I didn't much like it, but they refused an escort. Less competent than he seems. You think with all the time the ambassador spends working, he'd have more done. No, I hear he's about to sneeze away from swallowing the muck he's paddling in. Poor man. Hot-tempered bastard. I think the ambassador's scared of him, but won't do a thing because the Clavager keeps the wheels turning.
Good at its job, though. Purportedly. Bad about his confections. Sweet tooth like a hummingbird's. He and the ambassador make a good pair, honestly. The ambassador talks a lot. The Clavager gets the administrative day-to-day done. Honestly, I'm more scared of her than Wodica. At least I understand why the Burned Queen is so pissed. Ludwig runs the Steel Garrote, Wodica's order of paladins. The only thing they care about is their Burned Queen. There's honor among thieves, Envoy. But zealots, they'll raise the world for their god. About Adir, that same hungry empire that is looking to gobble up the living lands. The one that sends people out to maybe die for its ambitions. Kind of you to ask, Envoy. The truth is, not really. Adir's fair and good to the people it thinks deserve compassion. But break its trust, and well, Adir will make you crawl to retrieve the pieces. You can tell it's a place that worships Wodica. Actually, I miss the pies. The crust's all wrong here. Just take a look down the road, and you'll see the last palisades we tried to hold. And the ones before them. We're trying our best to keep the wilds at bay here, Envoy. The Strangleroot is hungry. Every day, it gets closer. Every day, weirder creatures crawl out from its foliage. Be careful if you're headed out there. Anyway, Pargrunin beer is surprisingly terrible. Always trust in a Mauen to know where the best seafood is. Pay attention when the locals tell you something. And watch out for poets. Something's odd about them. Listen, Envoy. I'm here to build defenses against the land. You want geography lessons? Go ask a cartographer. I do know a few things, though. So, ask. No, none. It's all untamed wilderness and feral heathens. I'm joking. Of course there are. There's Fjord, which is run by animancers. Thirdborn, where all the ruffians dwell. And Solus Keep, which has the Pargrunin, who don't like anybody. And happily, too. Sounds like they've got a whole colony of inventors and researchers there. If I want a servant of the Adiran Empire, I might say it sounds fascinating. Groundbreaking, even. I know animancy is considered blasphemous and dangerous, but Fjord supplies most of the produce we eat here in Paradise. They must be doing something right. Miscreants and layabouts and all those great things. The kind of people who can make a life out of impossibly bad situations. Settlements just as rough and tumble. Wouldn't mind having a drink with the locals, to be honest. They sound like they've got stories. You know what I mean? Heard they're under siege right now, though, by those dream thralls. Wouldn't want to be them, between the desert weather and that. I mean, the Pargrunan dwarves won't talk to anybody. They stay inside Solace Keep and just never come out. Once again, I'm no cartographer. But you know what they say about continents with small acreage? They've got big personalities. Little bit of everything here. Poison swamps, deserts, snow-covered mountains, volcanoes, acid seas. Because why not? A cartographer might be able to tell you more. I hear there's one in town. That it lives up to its name. Wilder place than Adir, which has been stomped into civility. The living land scares our empire, I think. Otherwise, it wouldn't be sending its most expendable folk here. Present company excluded, of course. I think the living lands won't want to be leashed by the empire, though. But that's my opinion. I've been here a while. I don't know. I mean, I know some people in Adir think of godlike as blessed by the gods. What with you lot having a divine resemblance and all. Although, I guess some folk think godlike are cursed. Depends on what sort you are. Frankly, I don't know if I've seen your particular kind before. Still, I think there are stranger things than you in the living lands, Envoy. No offense, but more importantly... Ask them then. You're a nice distraction, Envoy.
So, how long do you think it'll be before the locals realize how much good we're doing for them?
Realize? They're never gonna realize anything of the sort. We'll always be the invaders to them.
No, I don't think so. It's only been a few years. They'll come around eventually, I'm sure of it. They have to.
Sure, whatever helps you sleep at night, kid. I honestly don't care what the locals think. Past time they joined the civilized world.
The locals are bound to like us eventually.
Look, Parody's and that. When heated, the resin forms a hard coat that...
Incoming Zara.
Unseen.
Let's see what you got. Next one's mine. That's one for us.
This used to be a good fishing spot, until something started dragging people away. Those must be your ambassadors, men. That's a bad sign. You take lead. What's the target? Pargrunen built these, and much of Paradis centuries ago. Much of their work still stands.
Next one's mine.
Careful. Looks like spiders nearby. Right behind you.